Good evening. I welcome you all to Sir video classes. Hope you have liked our earlier videos and you have already liked, subscribed and shared our videos. In today's topic, we are going to discuss the geography of India. Before discussing the geography of India, let me tell you something about the basic identity of our country India. As you all know, our country India is situated on the northern hemisphere and the area of our country is 32,87,263 square kilometer, and it is the 7th largest country in the world after Russia, Canada, China, US, Brazil, Australia. India is the 7th largest country in the world, and by percentage it occupies 2.4% land of the total land surface of the earth. And if you look at India, India's northernmost point is Indira Col, that is situated in Pak occupied Kashmir, and the southernmost point of India is Kanyakumari, and from this northernmost point to the southernmost point, the length or the total distance between the northernmost point and the southernmost point is 3214 kilometer. And if you ask me about the latitudinal extent of India, India lies between 8 degree 4 minute north to 37 degree 6 minute north. The easternmost point of India is Kibithu village in Arunachal Pradesh, and the westernmost point of India is Guharmoti of Gujarat, and the total distance between the easternmost point and the westernmost point is 2933 kilometer. And by means of longitudinal extent, India lies between 68 degree 7 minute east to 97 degree 25 minute east longitude. And the total land frontier of India is 15,200 kilometer. India's total coastal line is 7516 kilometer. This 7516 kilometer of coast area of India includes the coastal region of Andaman Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweeps. But if you consider only the mainland India, then the length of India's coastal line is 6,100 kilometer. The state with the maximum coastal line is Gujarat, and its coastal length is 1,600 kilometer. Andhra Pradesh ranks second in terms of the coastal line. You can see that India's three sides have water. In the western side there is Arabian Sea, in the eastern side there is Bay of Bengal, and there is Indian Ocean in the southern side, but the northern side is locked. That's why we call the southern part of India as peninsular India. Our India, its northern side is landlocked, and India has total 7 land neighbors. These 7 land neighbors are Afghanistan, Pakistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh and Myanmar. And among these 7 land neighbors, Bangladesh enjoys the maximum land boundary with India. The boundary between India and Bangladesh is 4096 kilometer. And the minimum land boundary India shares with Afghanistan. India has also 2 neighbors who are separated by water bodies. One such neighbor is Sri Lanka, and the water body which separates India from Sri Lanka is called Pak Strait and Gulf of Mannar. And another country which is situated very near to India, that is Maldives, which is located on the Arabian Seas. Let us now discuss the physiographic divisions of India. Out of these geographic subdivisions which I have mentioned right here, because it is not possible for us to describe or mention all the physiographic divisions in a single class, that is beyond the scope of this class. So we shall try to restrict our lecture of this video about the mountain ranges of India. The mountain ranges of India, both in the northern India, in central India, and also the southern India. So in a single lecture, I shall try to cover description about the mountain ranges of India. Let's start. Physiographically, India can be divided into the following categories: the Great Himalayas in the north, the Great Northern Plains of India, the Great Indian Plateau, the rivers of India, Indian islands, the Great Indian Desert, and the coastal regions of India. Now, dear friends, you all know that the Great Himalayas are located on the northern side of India, and these Himalayas, they protect us from the Siberian cold in the winter season, and they help us in rainfall during the monsoon season, because the rainfall in India is orographic rainfall. So the southwest monsoon, when it flows over the Himalayas, it is obstructed by the Himalayas, and rainfall happens there in the northern part of India, and it has given rise to the most fertile land in the northern part of India. But where we see Himalayas today, approximately 11 crore years ago, there was a sea. Its name was Tethys Sea. And in the northern side of the Tethys Sea, there was Eurasian plate. In the southern side, there was the Indo-Australian plate. There was a huge collision between these two plates, and due to this collision, the sediments at the bottom of the Tethys Sea, these sediments folded and gave rise to the highest mountain range in the world, that is our Himalayas. Himalayas is an example of folded mountain, but it is not matured till date. Every day we can see and experience an increase in its height. So you can say that Himalayas are the youngest folded mountains in the world. Now, if you observe the Himalayas, you will find 4 subdivisions of the Himalayas running parallel from northern western part to the eastern side of India. These 4 parallel regions of the Himalayas are the Trans Himalayas, number 2 the Greater Himalayas, number 3 the Middle Himalayas, number 4 Shivalik Himalayas. So you can say from Nanga Parbat in the northwestern part to Namcha Barwa in the eastern part, the mighty Himalayas stretch a total distance of 2500 kilometers. The northernmost part of the Himalayas is known as Trans Himalayas. Trans Himalayas was there even before the birth of the Himalayas. So trans means boundary. So this Trans Himalayas is a transition from the Pamir north to the main Himalayas. This Trans Himalayas is famous for 4 ranges: the Karakoram ranges, the Ladakh ranges, the Jaskar ranges, and the Kailash ranges. So out of these ranges, the first 3 are located in the Pak occupied Kashmir, and the Kailash ranges are located in Tibet. Karakoram is famous for Godwin Austen. Godwin Austen or K2 is the highest peak of Karakoram range. Its height is 8611 meter. It has to be mentioned here that Godwin Austen is the second highest peak in the world after Mount Everest. After Trans Himalayas, in the south you will find the Great Himalayas. It is also known as Inner Himalayas because it is inside of the Middle Himalayas and it is northern side of the Middle Himalayas and the Shivalik. It is also known as Great Himalayas because most of the peaks are at an elevation of 6100 meter or above. This range is also known as Himadri. Him Jag Adri. Him means snow, Adri means mountain in Sanskrit. Since the major of peaks in Greater Himalayas have snow line throughout the year, that's why it is also known as Himadri. The major peaks of Himadri are Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, Kamet, Makalu, Annapurna, Nanga Parbat, Nanda Devi, Namcha Barwa, Dholagiri, Gauri Shankar, etc. All of them are major peaks of the world. Out of these peaks, you know, Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world, which is located in the Nepal. It has 2 openings, one Nepal side, another Chinese side. Every year, the adventurers go there to summit the Mount Everest. And it's a proud thing for us that Tenzing Norgay, one Indian, along with Edmund Hillary of New Zealand, they scaled the Mount Everest. They were the first to scale the Mount Everest in the year 1953. And another Bengali gentleman, Radhanath Sikdar, he measured the height of Mount Everest. The height of Mount Everest is 8848 meter. Mount Everest got the name Everest from a British officer. His name was George Everest. The official name of Mount Everest is Peak 15. The Nepalese people, they call Mount Everest as Sagar Mata, and the Tibetan people, they call Mount Everest as Chomo Langma. Another peak which is mentionable is Kanchenjunga. It is the second highest peak in undisputed India. Its height is 8598 meter. After the Greater Himalayas, let us move on to the Middle Himalayas. It is called Middle Himalayas because it is located in the middle of the Greater Himalayas in the north and the Shivalik ranges in the south. It is also known as Lesser Himalayas because the height of these mountain ranges are not as mighty as the Greater Himalayas. Their height ranges from 3700 to 4500 meter and the approximate width varies from 180 to 220 kilometer. It is also known as Himachal. This mountain range is also known as Himachal because most of the peaks are located in the state of Himachal. This mountain range is famous for the important hill stations of India like Shimla, Kulu, Manali, Dharamshala, Dalhousie, Mussoorie, etc. To talk about the important peaks of this range, Pir Panjal, Nagtibba, Dholadhar, Mahabharat, Mussoorie. Out of these ranges, most important is Pir Panjal. You might have remembered about Janskar range in the Trans-Himalayas. The valley of Srinagar in Kashmir is located between Janskar and Pir Panjal. This is also very important from your exam point of view. Between the Himachal range and the Shivalik range, there are some flat-bottomed valleys. These flat-bottomed valleys are known as dunes. So, what are dunes? Dunes are some flat-bottomed valleys between the Himachal range and the Shivalik range. These flat-bottomed valleys are known as dune, like Dehradun, Kotli Dun, Patli Dun. The most important of them is Dehradun because Dehradun is the capital of the state of Uttarakhand. Now let us move on to Shivalik, which is the outermost part of the Himalayas. That's why it is also known as Outer Himalayas. Shivalik is important for its jungles, its forests and its medicinal plants. There are also certain mountain ranges which are known as Purbanchal, which are located in the eastern part of India, especially the northeastern part of India, like the Patkai Bum range. Patkai Bum range is in the Arunachal Pradesh. The Naga ranges located in our state Nagaland, and the Lusai Hills located in the state of Mizoram. So this is a short, very short description of the mountain ranges of northern India. Now let us move on to the mountain ranges of central and southern India. Dear viewers, can you tell me which is the most important mountain range in central India? This is the mountain range which divided India in northern India and southern India. That is the Vindhya ranges. Vindhya ranges are very, very ancient mountain ranges. These Vindhya ranges are the most important mountain ranges of the state of Madhya Pradesh. They run parallel to another mountain range, Satpura. Parallel to the Vindhya ranges, in its southern part is another important peak, mountain range, that is Satpura ranges. The entire mountain takes 7 bends, that's why its name is Satpura. But it consists of 3 major ranges. They are the Mahadev range, the Maikala range and the Rajpipla range. The highest peak of Satpura is Dhupgarh. Now if you go to the western side, in the state of Rajasthan, there is very important and famous mountain which has shaped not only the history of Rajasthan, but it has also shaped the history of geography of India. This is Aravalli mountain ranges. This is the oldest mountain range of the world. So the youngest mountain, Himalayas, and the oldest mountain, Aravallis, both are present in our India. Aravalli, which was once upon a time a folded mountain, after crores of years of weathering and other climatic situations, it has now become a residual or relict mountain. The highest peak of Aravallis is Guru Shikhar. Aravalli is also famous for Jain pilgrim centers and Jain temples like Dilwara temples and the headquarters of Prajapita Brahma Kumari. Also important hill stations like Mount Abu is located in Aravalli range. Now let us move on to the mountain ranges of southern India. In Indian map, if you see a continuous mountain range stretching from Gujarat, Maharashtra to Kerala, Tamil Nadu border, it's a continuous stretch of mountains. It is Western Ghat. Western Ghat is known by different names in different states. In Maharashtra, it is known as Ghati. In Karnataka, it is known as Sajjadri. And in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, it is known as Anaimalai Hills. Western Ghat is famous for its tropical evergreen forest, and it is also a biological hotspot. Rare species of animals are found in this dense forest of tropical evergreen forest in the Western Ghat. Most important peak of Western Ghat is Anaimudi, which is also the highest peak of Western Ghat. In the eastern side of India, there is another stretch of mountain from Odisha to Tamil Nadu, but that is discontinuous stretch, that is not continuous like Western Ghat, and its ranges are also not that much higher like our Western Ghat. These Eastern Ghat mountain ranges have some important peaks. The most important peak is Armakonda, which is also the highest peak of Eastern Ghat. Another important peak is Mahendragiri. In the Tamil Nadu-Kerala border, the Western Ghat and Eastern Ghat merges together, and the junction point of this Eastern Ghat and Western Ghat is known as Nilgiri Hills. Nilgiri is famous for Uti, it is famous for Toda tribes, and the highest peak of Nilgiris is Doda Betta. I would also like to mention another mountain range, which is the Cardamom Hills. It is nothing but the southernmost mountain range of India. So what is the southernmost mountain range of India? Cardamom Hills. So dear friends, in this short video, we have discussed and covered the mountain ranges of India. We have covered the Himalayas, the mighty Himalayas, the Trans Himalayas, the Great Himalayas, the Middle Himalayas, the Shivalik, the Purbanchal. We have also covered the Vindhya, the Satpura, the Western Ghat, Eastern Ghat, the Aravallis, and we have tried to give you a very short but sweet description about the important mountain ranges of India. In our next class, we shall try to bring before you description about the rivers of India, both the northern rivers of India and the southern rivers of India. I hope you liked our today's video. I am your Siddhartha sir. With best wishes to you all, do sign out here with the hope that you will share, and of course you will subscribe to our channel, and you will also encourage your friends, relatives and others to watch our videos. Thank you. God bless us all. Good night.